So you mentioned that, I know you have been a real estate agent, but you're not practicing, so you're not full-time at that, you got this business that you're running. But imagine you were going to coach a family member, friend who was in real estate, they've been in the business a couple of years, they made a little bit of money, want to increase their business, or interested in this niche or this genre of business. What would your best advice be for them to help them build their business? How could they use the same principles you're using and build their business?
Yeah, I think that the big thing for building a real estate business, and any same thing with ours, is finding those influence centers that you talked about, right? People who are talking to a lot of other people in need, and then one, establishing yourself as an expert. Because I remember when I got my real estate license, my brother sent a very mean text to me. He said, congratulations, you and half of Utah now have your real estate license. Because, you know, a lot of people get their real estate license. That doesn't necessarily mean they're experts in the field. So I think that on the connections and the people of influence that you do have, if you can establish yourself as an expert and tell them stories of, hey, there was this really complicated situation. This is what we're able to do to save them money. Tell them those types of stories, because that establishes yourself as the expert. And so they're more likely to recommend you rather than Uncle Tom, who doesn't, you know, he got his real estate license, but he does one case a year, right? So that's not gonna help them at all. And then I think also with those families, like even with the families you're serving, you have to tell them what you're doing. And we do that in our service as well, because we found some of our employees were so effective at helping families, they were just doing like, oh, I took care of this, I took care of this, I took care of this. And the family didn't even know what we were doing for them. And we had to slow those people down and say, I know you're doing that for them. You need to explain why, right? Hey, I notified this company, which is the Direct Marketers Association, because in notifying them, they're going to take your loved one's information off of all the mailing lists across the country. And that will prevent fraud, or a lot of junk mail coming to your house, but it'll also prevent opportunities for fraud, because some people use junk mail to apply for pre-approved credit card offers, things like that. So the reason why I did that is to protect you and your loved one from fraud. You know, 2.5 million deceased individuals get their identity stolen every year. And we don't want that to happen to you and your family. So explaining what you're doing helps build in their mind, wow, this person really is an expert. And I'm going to tell all my loved ones what value I got out of that service. Because if you do it and you do a great job, they might just think that's what every agent would do. But explaining what you're doing is going to leave that like feeling of, wow, they really went the extra mile for me.
And so if I could recap, what he's saying is anything we do, there's really three levels of pleasure the customer get. One is that you got it done and they don't not have it done. But number two is you got it done and you let them know it got done, right? So for example, I put the listing sign, the listing service company, the sign company sends me a text or an email with a picture of the sign up. I send that to the customer so they know it was done. Maybe they're not at the property for whatever reason. And the third is let them know why it's done. I hope you liked that video clip. If you want to see more clips from this interview, you can click here. If you want to see the whole interview, click here.